We're going to do the actual electroporation now. So I've put our cuvette on ice. It's already been in the freezer, so it's very cold. I have a 1.5 mil epi tube on ice and another 1.5 mil epi tube right there. And my DNA is not right there, but it is. Where did my DNA go? Here's my DNA. This is the stuff I actually want to electroporate in. So I'm going to go for about 5 microliters of DNA. I have 9 microliters theoretically. So actually it would probably be safe to do 4 microliters. Change that on the fly there. So I'm going to set my P20 to 4 microliters. Pull up 4 microliters of DNA. This has been gel purified PCR product, linear PCR product with the homology arms. 4 microliters goes into that tube. Get my P200. Pull up 100 microliters of our cells. So I'm going to set that to 100. It was at 200. 100 microliters. Get our cells. 100. Inject and mix in here. So pipette up and down, make sure I get good mixing. Toss that tube, and that goes straight into our cuvette. Making sure that there's no bubbles. Tap it down, cuvette goes back on ice. Take my P1000, set it to 250 microliters, and then get some plain 2IT. In order to recover, I'm going to borrow Tim's 2IT. And make sure that you use sterile technique here. So keep that flame on. So we have our P1000 with 2IT in it. We have our recovery tube. And we have our cuvette. We're going to run on over to the electroporator. Have a bunch of stuff on it. Get that out of the way. Put everything down. Grab a Kim wipe. Wipe this thing down. So since this is the first time I'm using this in a little while, check the bolts. Set to 1600. Tap this guy down. Load your sample. There's a little notch. That notch slides down this little opening groove. Slide my sample in. Hit pulse twice. It'll make a noise. I want to try to get over 5.0. I got 5.2, so I'm good to go. Pull my sample out. Immediately resuspend into YT. So I'm going to be sucking my stuff up and down with my pipette. Pull out as much as I can. Put it in this tube. Try to rock it over, try to get as much of my stuff out as possible. And we're going to label this. So this is sample 1 with a time constant of 5.2. And then this is going to go into the incubator while we do our second electroporation. Stay warm to allow for better recovery. So one more electroporation. I'm going to grab 2 tubes. One goes on ice. One goes room temperature. Grab my Well, actually, now that I think about this, I only need 1 tube because I only have about 5 microliters left of DNA in this tube. So I'll just use this as my actual tube. I'm going to grab my P200. I got about 100 microliters of cells, and it looks like I can have a whole lot of cells left over. And resuspend the DNA into those cells. And I didn't get my cuvette down there, so get that open. Pull up my cells. And straight into that cuvette. tap into ice. Grab my P1000, pull up my media for the recovery, get my recovery tube, grab the cuvette, march on over to the electroporator, put everything down, grab the Kim wipe. Wipe off that tube. You want to get the sides, those metal things, as well as the bottom. I just try to get it as dry as possible. And I tap it down as much as possible to make sure that there's no bubbles and everything is as low as possible. Put that into the plastic thing. There's a groove, a notch. You want to get that notch from the cuvette down to that plastic groove. And shove it in. It pulls twice. And hope that we get over 5.0. It'll still work. So we have 5.0 exactly, which is good. Take our 2YT, resuspend, pull up all of our culture, goes into that tube. And we have some really thick cell juice right here, so hopefully we get a high efficiency transformation. Okay. And we're just going to label.
Put it wrong and the wrong are supposed to.
So this is sample number 2, time constant of 5.0, and then we're just going to grab both samples and toss them into the shaker. So here's sample number 1. Run over here, turn off my flame. And we'll allow these to recover for 1 hour. They do electroporation.